Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name, after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started.
All right, so like I said, for the first minute, it's a lunge, but starting with lunges, but it's more about the transfer of weight and keeping steady in your center. So, and then feeling your toes get a little stretch. So we're gonna just keep a nice bent knee stance. You're gonna slide one leg back, but you're never gonna let the foot leave the ground. So you're gonna slide one leg back and then just to the point where you could get like a little stretch to the toes and the bottoms of the feet. And then with control, you're gonna slide it back in and then switch to the other foot. So that transfer of weight, but the foot never leaves the ground, slide back just to the point where you find that little lunge and then a little stretch to the toes. And then even on those sticky mats, sometimes in order for that slide to happen, you may feel a little stagger of your foot because it catches on the sticky mat. Let it stagger. We want to keep that foot grounded, connected to the floor the whole time. Go just to the point where you feel that little stretch in the toes, bring it back in, but keep it nice and controlled, nice and slow. It doesn't need to be extreme. And then kind of notice here as you do this slow, mindful work, how's your body feeling this morning? Where is your mind at this morning? What's your energy level like? If I'm asking you to do this slow work and you're like, come on, I want to get going, I want to get moving. Do you feel revved up or, maybe somewhere in between? Got 3 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, now we are going to go back into a lunging position just a little bit. And now we're just going to stick with one side 30 seconds, the other side for 30 seconds, but we're just going to lift and lower that back heel. So you want to push that back heel down into the ground and then pick it up. And then think about this as moving the Achilles tendon, your ankle joint, but also stretching the calf muscle just a little bit. And there's this nerve that runs from the bladder down into that calf muscle. So we want to kind of keep that calf muscle flexy and moving and strong to help support that line of nerve, which can actually affect that urgency to pee. So we want to keep that nerve line really nice and strong and fluid. Okay, when you're ready, switch to the other foot, slide that foot back, find your lunging position, and then we're just pressing that heel up and down. Get a sense here of how do your feet feel, how do your knees feel. 20 seconds left. Oh, and I do have the tree guys here again today. So if you hear like some big grinding noises or chunky noises, it's the tree guys, it's not me. 5 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, step your feet in, give them a good shake. Grab your throw pillow, and this is going to be like a nice combo move, but think of this as your last minute of warm up. So hold it up and overhead, take a light little side bend, and then as you come down, you're going to drive the car. So you're going to twist and turn the pillow, sink into a little bit of a nice wide squat, figure eight pass under one leg, figure eight pass under the other, drive the car, come all the way back up, do a little side bend, and then right back down to it. Drive the car. So just a little bit of movement in the arms and the shoulders, do a figure eight pass, work on that grip just a little bit, drive the car to come up, and then do those side bends. We got 1 minute on the clock. It's our last warm up minute, so treat it accordingly. Go as fast or as slow as feels good. Take the time to give your spine a little warm up so we get a little bit of rotational work as we do that figure eight pass, a little bit of shoulder work as we come up and down with that drive the car, and a little bit of spinal work as we take those side bends. Nice. And time. Nicely done. Okay, next up, we're going to do a stacked foot squat. It's going to be 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other. But I say load up unless you're feeling way off balance today. So if you're feeling way off balance today, you may choose to position yourself near a wall and get a handhold, or just leave your weights off just in case, right? So we're going to stack our feet. So one foot in front of the other, and you're going to do a little bit of a stack of the foot. So one foot slightly on top of the other. We don't want to push down onto that foot. We want to create an imbalance. Arms out at the side, so in a little bit of a farmer's carry, and we're just going to squat down and then come up. 30 seconds on this side. Go nice and slow. If your balance feels way off, focus on positioning yourself near a wall or put your weights down. So you want to go as slow as you can. I wobble all over the place when I'm doing this move, so don't worry about it looking cool, but finding that center. So even as you wobble, keep your belly firm, reach up through the top of the head. You got it. Nice job. All right, now the next time you come up, switch your feet. Everything else stays the same, and then right back to it. One side might feel a little wobblier than the other. So just kind of notice. You might always have that one foot that's a little stronger, a little bit more stable. I for sure do. 10 seconds left. Nice job. And time. Beautiful. Okay, unstack your feet, shake them out, wiggle them out. Now it's going to be one side 1 minute, one side the other side 1 minute, but you're going to choose your own adventure. So either one single hand weight, we're going to take it into a lunge position with a hay baler to a halo. So one foot's going to stay back. You're going to take it into that hay baler, circle around the head, over to the other hip, circle around. So if you would prefer no weights, especially if your shoulders are feeling a little mischievous, use your pillow as a thing that gives you that space, or use your hand weight. And you could probably go pretty heavy here if your shoulders are feeling good. So find the weight that works good for you. Get that lunging position. Lunge as deep as feels good, which might also include just a slight staggered stance. Take it to the hip, throw it all the way over and around, over to the other hip, and we're just alternating here. We're going to stay on the side for 1 whole minute. You're already halfway there. And time. Beautiful. Okay, we're just switching our lunging position, but everything else is going to stay the same. Now, if you felt like you had a weight and it feels like it's a little too much for the second minute, put your weight down, grab your pillow. If you had your pillow and now you feel like a little extra work might go a long way, grab your weight. Twenty seconds left. Nice job. And time. Beautiful. Step that foot in, twinkle out your toes, shake everything out. Grab your second hand weight. We're going to take it into a bent over row, 30 seconds, and then we're going to switch our grip. So find a nice, about like hip or shoulder distance apart with the legs, little generous bend in the knees, hip hinge, bend over. We're going to go palms facing towards the knees for the first 30 seconds. Keep it tight, scrape the elbows up, lower it with control. If you like, also think about stacking the shoulders down. So we want to draw those shoulder blades down and back. Keep a sense of firmness in your abdomen. So the low back stays supported, shoulders stay stacked down. Scrape your elbows against the ribs. Go nice and slow and controlled, especially if you're using heavier weights. If you're using light weights, still keep that good integrity. Keep the shoulders stacked down. Keep your belly firm. We got 10 seconds left. All right, when you're ready, flip your grip. Everything else stays the same. Beautiful form, man. You guys look amazing. Nice job. 15 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Come on up, shake it out. Now we're going to stagger our stance on our pillow. So with the pillow down on the ground, we're going to stagger our stance and take it into our swimmers. Now, normally we do our swimmers in that like chair pose or like a little bit of a squat position. So we're going to just change it up just a little bit. So one foot on the pillow behind you, just to create a slight bit of imbalance to get the core muscles to kick on. We're going to bend the knees just a little bit, keep a slightly crouched position, load up at the shoulders, one arm up, one arm down. So we're going to keep that slightly crouched position, staggered stance with the foot on the pillow to create that nice little sense of imbalance. 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other foot. So we're going to just hold that position for now. One arm reaches up, one arm reaches down. Beautiful. 3 seconds left. At that 3 seconds, we're just going to switch our foot onto that staggered stance on the pillow. Everything else is going to stay the same. When you're ready, switch. Other foot on, find that staggered stance, a little bit of a crouching position. Nice job. And time. Awesome. Come up and out of that crouch position. Keep your pillow on the floor. Loaded or unloaded is going to be totally up to you, but we're going to stand alongside our pillow, one foot on the ground, and the other foot's going to do the work. It's going to be a little 3-toe tap. So you're going to maybe load up at the shoulders. You're going to tap to the front, tap to the side, tap to the back, hop it all the way over. We're going 30 seconds, one foot, 30 seconds the other side. You can use your hand weights or no hand weights. That's totally up to you. Find a nice stable position, tap, 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 hop it over. Yes, nice job. You go as fast or as slow as feels good to you here. Three seconds left, and then we're going to switch the foot that's leading that toe tap. So when you feel ready, switch so the other foot's on the ground. Tap, tap, tap. We got 30 seconds on the clock. You take this side as fast or as slow as feels good. And time. Nice job. Come on up, put your weights a little off to the side. And now we're going to take our pillow and do our fun Friday pillow slams. So if you had any stuff throughout the week, now's a good time to take it out on your pillow. We're just going to slam that pillow down, bend down, pick it up, slam it down with as much oomph as you can find, slam it down. Hopefully this isn't a pillow that is a cherished pillow or a family heirloom. Use a pillow you don't mind chucking around just a little bit. If you throw it hard enough and the pillow runs away from you, you get a little cardio in so you can chase it down. 5 seconds left. Make those last slams count. And time. Nicely done. Okay, now we're going to come down into a planking position. We're going to want at least one hand weight for our planking position, and it's going to be a plank pass through. Now, if you want to put your knees down for your planking position, you can use your pillow to cushion your knees. You can use your pillow to cushion your shins. The pass through can be a high plank, a knees down plank, or even a tabletop position. So you're going to choose the planking position that makes the most sense to you this morning. Grab a hand weight, and we're just going to pass it across. So you're going to pass the weight over to one side, find your plank, pass it over to the other side. And when I say find your plank, that could be tabletop position, that could be both knees down, that could be one knee down, that could be a high plank. I find that the elbows and forearm plank for this particular move is the most challenging, but you can do an elbows and forearms down plank if wrists and your shoulders prefer. You can do a little combination of all. So you can maybe do a high plank, pass through both sides, knees down, pass through both sides, tabletop, pass through both sides. So you can do a combo of things. Anything that feels good, you're already halfway there. Nice job. You guys look amazing. Five seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, now we're going to spin it around and sit onto our butt. We're going to use optional hand weight and definitely your pillow. So we're going to go 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side. How you position your pillow is going to be just kind of where you're finding the work. So I played with both ways. You can do it so that the pillow is nice and tall. We're going to put it under the knee and we're pressing down the knee. So we're going to get the quadricep muscles to kick on. If you're like, I'm not sure if that's working, place your hand on the top of the thigh. As you push your knee down, you should feel those muscles in the top of your thigh contract. Once you know that you've got good work. So high pillow, especially if you have a tendency towards loose joints or hyperextension of the knee, keep it high so you're not ever getting to that point where you might accidentally hyperextend the knee. Low pillow, you're going to feel a little bit more of that pressure, but you hit that tipping point where you might go to hyperextension with the knee. So if you have loose joints, be mindful. We're going 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other. If you want just a little extra something, you're going to hold one single weight up and overhead as you press down, keeping a nice tall lifted spine. But if you're like, this is enough, I've got a lot of work here to do, keep your hands down on the ground, keep it supported, keep uplifted through the spine, but get those quadricep muscles kicked on. Pressing down, mind your knee. 5 seconds left on this side. All right, when you're ready, pass that pillow over to the other side. One side might be very different from the other. So honor this side, taller with the pillow or, like a fatter configuration underneath your knee or lower to the ground. Find the position that feels best on this side, arms up and overhead or arms behind you to support. That's totally up to you. Press down. Now, if you're like, I'm not sure if I'm getting it, bring your hand to the top of that thigh. And as you push your knee down, you should feel those muscles in the top of your thigh kick on. You've got it. 15 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, if you're holding your weight, set it off to the side. Now we're going to come down onto our back with our pillow. We're going to do a little variation of a dead bug. So as you come down onto your back, legs are going to kick up into that tabletop position. You're going to place your pillow against your right thigh, but your left hand is going to hold it in place. So now we're going to tap across. So left hand is going to hold the pillow on the right thigh. Right hand is going to reach and tap the left knee. And then both of those limbs are going to extend away from each other. So we're going to go 30 seconds holding the contact of the pillow in that cross body position. So this is one of those ones where it works your brain, it works your body, it works your coordination. We got 30 seconds on this side. Take the work at your pace. For some of us, it will feel slightly better to keep the belly button pulling towards the spine and even maybe the head slightly raised. You might find the core muscles kick on best in that way. For some of us, it's going to feel a little bit better to have the head down. And for some of us, it's going to feel a little bit better to feel like the natural curve of the back. So make sure you feel like you're in the strongest position possible. You're breathing comfortably. All right, when you're ready, switch to the other side. So now the pillow is going to be on the left thigh. Right hand is going to hold the pillow in place. We tap across and reach those limbs away. Same thing on this side. It might feel slightly better to be slightly curled up. It might feel better to have the head down. So find the position where you feel the strongest. 25 seconds left. You got this. Nice job. And time. Beautiful. Okay, take that pillow, put it right between your knees or your inner thighs. And we're going to move right into a bent knee corkscrew. So arms out at your sides or arms wherever feels the most supportive. You're dropping the knees over to the right, scoop the bottom half of the circle over to the left, back to center, switch to the other side. So we're just going to alternate those directions. Keep that pillow between the thighs for just a nice sense of connection of the inner thigh muscles. And time. Nicely done. Okay, we're going to keep that pillow between the knees or the inner thighs, but now set your feet down. We're going to move right into a hip bridge. If you want to add on, you're going to add some weights to those front hip points, but it's going to be an exhale. Lift up into your hip bridge. You're going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the glutes. Hold that squeeze as you lower down. So it's that triple squeeze. Exhale, lift up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You can take it pretty quickly now. You've probably gotten pretty proficient at finding that squeeze, and then lower down. So you go as fast here as you can find the work. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those glutes, which means we lift up into that hip bridge, squeeze the glutes, hold them, squeeze them again, hold it, squeeze them again. So you're the tightest position your butt muscles can be, and then try to maintain that as you lower down. You've got it. Five seconds left. And time. Nice. Okay, grab that pillow. Legs are going to kick up towards the sky with a slightly straight leg position. And then we're going to start some little scissors with the legs. And we're going to pass that pillow between the scissor of our legs. For some of us, it's going to feel better to have a curled up position. Abdominal muscles pulling down, chest and chin slightly lifted. For some of us, it'll feel like less strain on the head and the neck to keep the head down. So find the position that feels the best to you, where you're finding really good work, but you feel like you're breathing comfortably. You're not putting undue pressure on your neck or your throat. A little energy into the toes. So if you're thinking, how do I get energy into my toes? Just a little point of the toes or flex of the feet, just to keep your limbs alive all the way down to the edges. "12 seconds left. You got this." And time. Woo, nice job. Okay, move that pillow off to the side for now. We're going to roll over onto one side. So either you're going to go bent elbow, tall arm, or laying all the way down. That'll be just what feels better and more stable to the upper half of the body. Legs nice and long. Think side planking. So we want to keep a sense of firmness. But now we're going to pick up that top leg, bend it. We're going to reach in, tap the knee to the inside, reach back, touch the toe to the backside. Knee taps to the front, toe taps to the back. Now keep in mind that for some of us, that internal rotation only goes so far. So don't worry about trying to force your knee to touch the ground. We're just trying to reach that front knee towards the ground. Doesn't matter if it touches. A little bit of sense of stability in the upper body. And I should say the same thing for the external rotation. So some of us have varied internal rotation. That knee might not always reach the floor. And some of us might have varying external rotation, which means the toe has challenge hitting the floor. So it's really not about getting that touch. It's about moving your knee, your thigh bone in your hip socket in the range of motion that your body allows. 10 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nice. Flip yourself around. I'm going to spin myself around so I'm facing out, but you spin yourself around in a way that makes the most sense. One side planking or upper body maneuver might feel different. So you might feel like you want to support it elbow and forearm down, laying all the way down, or tall arm, totally up to you. Find that semi-plank position so the body feels nice and long. Lift that top leg up, bend the knee, and away we go. Tap to the front, toe to the back. With as much range of motion as you can find. One side might be different than the other. You might have a little bit more internal or external rotation, just sides depending. So move on this side in the way that your body allows. You guys look amazing, so stable. Chef's kiss, you guys look so good. You're already halfway there. Ten seconds left, and the last 2 minutes of work are stretchy work, so it's going to just be super nice. And time. Nicely done. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to flip over onto our backside. We're going to do 30 seconds of a hip flexor stretch and then 30 seconds of a figure four stretch. So you're going to start by taking your pillow, slip it up and underneath your butt, get it so that it's underneath the hips. And then once you're there, right knee is going to pull into the chest, left leg is going to go nice and long. And then all you got to do here for 30 seconds is breathe. So we've got that pillow underneath the hips. Nice deep breaths in and out. So we get a little compression in that right front pocket area and a little lengthening through the left front pocket area. All right, when you're ready, we're going to switch. Left knee is going to pull in, right leg is going to go nice and long. Get that compression in the left front pocket, a little stress in the right front pocket, and then just come back to your breath, breathing in nice and deep and slow. And time. Nicely done. Okay, release that hold, lift your butt up, move that pillow out from underneath your butt. We're moving into a figure four hold, but before you go there, if you've got any bulging disc stuff, if you've got any spinal stuff and having this sort of rounded position with your back would not feel good, take your figure four in a more upright seated position so you can keep a little pressure off the back. If being on your back feels good and a figure four feels awesome, you're going to lift up, thread your hands through. We're going to go for a 30-second hold on the side. So go just to the depth that feels good to you. Hang on to a position that you can breathe comfortably in. For the last 10 seconds, if it feels good, you might like to rock your figure four just a little bit side to side, but only if it's feeling loose and happy. All right, when you're ready, release, and we're going to switch to the other side. So left leg is going to come across the right. Same thing on this side. So one side might feel different than the other. If you get here and your back is crying, maybe you come up to an upright seated position. You bring it up to the point that feels the most comfortable to you. And then once you're there, settle into your breath. Take nice, generous breaths into your rib cage. For this last 10 seconds, if it feels good, you can wobble that figure four a little side to side. And time, nicely done. Okay, rock and roll your way up. And then we're gonna just come into a seated position. Take your pillow if you can, tuck it right up under the bend of your knees. So we wanna keep that nice bent knee position, and then go up and over with your hands, and then just do that little climbing with the ribs. So we're just going to take a couple of climbs with the ribs, or grab those stars, anything that gets you climbing those ribs up, just to create that upward lengthening through the spine. And then once you feel like I can't climb any higher, take a big breath and then exhale, fold towards your feet. It does not matter if you can touch your feet. And actually what we're shooting for here is a gentle stretch in the low back. So once you feel a little stress or sensation there, you've met your end point, and all you got to do is breathe. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, come up nice and slow and controlled. Move the pillow out of your way, come all the way up to a standing position. And then as you come up to your standing position, we're going to just go arms open overhead, grab one wrist, lift, and then lean away. Just take as much of a side bend as feels good. And then we're going to do little micro rotations. So you're going to rotate a little bit up towards the ceiling. So it doesn't need to be extreme, but just imagine that you're trying to shine your heart up towards the sky. Awesome. One more little mini rotation, and then lift up through center, switch your wrist grab. So grab the other wrist, lift, tip over. And then once you're there, if it feels good and one side might be different than the other, take those little mini rotations. Beautiful. One more little mini rotation. And then when you're ready, come up, release hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles down, squeeze between the shoulder blades, pull the arms just slightly away from the back of the body. We're going to do the chin lift and the lip pops. So we're going to curl our teeth, or curl our lips around our teeth. And then we're going to pop the lips with the chin lifted upward. One or two more little chin lifts, and then when you're ready, release your chin, release your lips from around your teeth, release your arms, give everything a little wiggle and a shrug. You guys are amazing. Grab your foam roller if you're sticking around.